Hi, I'm Tim Fembert with LeaderGov. Each week, LeaderGov shares a leadership lesson to help you become a high-performing local government leader. The purpose of this public speaking leadership lesson is to improve your skills when the opportunities arise for you to speak in front of groups like your city council, county commission, your department, or citizen groups. The typical purpose for speaking in these public situations is to convey information about some project or initiative so the audience can take some action, take a vote, or perhaps approve funds to accommodate the project or initiative. Many of these tips actually apply to speaking at other public events like DDA meetings or Architectural Review Board meetings. But today's lesson is specifically focused on speaking at council or commission meetings. Now, many people do not like public speaking. But in this particular arena, we're really not looking for eloquence or mastery of the English language, or for you to hold the audience's attention for 30 minutes. So you can just relax. Normally, you are there to simply present and share information about a decision that needs to be made. So yes, you need to be articulate and convey what you need to say, but you're not trying to win a Toastmaster speaking contest. Here are some tips to consider the next time you have a public speaking opportunity in front of your city council or county commission, or really any group that you may be asked to speak in front of. First, if this is a more formal and organized environment, we recommend that you begin your comments by simply saying, "Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners," or "Good evening, Mayor and City Council members," just recognizing the audience. Then simply state why you were there. If you have not spoken to this audience much in the past, you may want to introduce yourself, even though they probably know who you are. Because many in the audience may not know who you are. They may just see your name on the agenda. Just simply say, "My name is Tim Fembert, and I'm the Director of Community Development." Since these are usually formal and organized meetings, making personal comments and asking the council member how their vacation was is really probably not a very good idea. Whatever you're speaking on, whether for 3 minutes or 15 minutes, we highly encourage you to rehearse your comments multiple times so that you are clear and comfortable saying what you're going to say. You may even want to practice with distractions and noises in the background so that you're able to focus and get your message across. We encourage you to practice in front of a mirror so that you can get a sense of your gestures or lack thereof when you're speaking. Speaking of gestures, be sure to make good eye contact with the commissioners or the council members as you're speaking to them. Don't forget to smile and always show your enthusiasm, that you're passionate about what you're saying, and that the topic is important to you and important to your team. Then be sure they know the purpose of your being there. You may want to say something like, "I'm here this evening to share the details about the schedule and costs of the new sidewalk plan for your consideration." Another major tip, consider what questions they may ask you about the topic and be ready to answer them. You may want to ask a coworker or your manager or people in your department what types of questions you can expect from these individuals. When your presentation is finished, let them know that you appreciate their interest and consideration of the idea or program that you just shared. Another tip, while you may be passionate about the project, try to stay neutral on the subject matter and don't argue with the elected officials when they state their opinion. For many large projects, they are the deciding vote, so be respectful and don't look at it as a win or a loss. You're usually there to educate them as a professional so they can make an informed decision. Next tip, always be factual and try to give them the pros and cons of the item being presented. If they ask for information you don't have, don't act like you have the answer. Instead, let them know you will research the question and bring the information back to them. Let's talk about the use of notes. Some people use notes with an outline or just a few words on each page to trigger their next comment. And other people like to write out the entire script. Really do what works best for you, but try to keep your notes in your head so you're not buried in the notes all evening long. Know your material. Ideally, you can make a point from just a few words on a note card. That way you can keep eye contact and better connect with your audience. No one wants to hear someone read something word for word. We highly encourage you to slow down. This is not a race. Speak slowly, put pauses between paragraphs, and let things sink in. It's important that you take your time so that everyone, the elected officials and the audience, actually absorb what you're saying. Be sure that your speaking time does not go beyond the number of minutes that you've been given. Your practice will help avoid this problem. When you're finished the next day, ask your coworkers or manager for their feedback on your speaking activity, and then be prepared for some constructive criticism. This will help you do better the next time around. Lastly, try your best to relax and calm your nerves so that you just speak from a clear mind and a clear heart. As you get the opportunity to speak to elected officials or really any group, here is a summary of the ideas to keep in mind. Number 1, practice a lot. Number 2, introduce yourself and address the audience respectfully. Number 3, be passionate on the topic. Number 4, remember you're there to inform, so stay neutral. Number 5, be factual, give the pros and the cons. Number 6, use your notes effectively. Number 7, try not to read your notes word for word. Number 8, slow down. Number 9, stay within the allotted time. Number 10, ask for feedback the next day. And most importantly, number 11, just relax. If there are others on your team that need to hear this message as they need to present soon, feel free to share it with them or have them subscribe at LeaderGov.com. If you know of other leaders in your local government that may benefit from these leadership lessons, let them know about LeaderGov. We'd really appreciate that. If your team has needs in the area of live workshops, retreats, strategic planning, or coaching, let us know. That's what we do. Feel free, as always, to check us out on Facebook or LinkedIn as we post blogs, podcasts, and other lesson insights. We hope this lesson on presenting effectively to your city council or your county commission helps you become the kind of leader you want to be. Until then, we will see you next week.